Some people might say that the title of this new Japanese movie, Gobangiri, is actually a minor spoiler. To which I will say, you've been spoiled by M. Night Shyamalan's movies. If I can ruin a movie for you by revealing a little plot twist, that movie probably sucks anyway. So, let's talk about Gobangiri. Hajimemashou. Let's start with a couple of words about the story. Kakunoshin Yanagida, the main character, used to be a treasurer in a powerful clan, but he was forced to leave it and became a Ronin under mysterious circumstances. Oh, a Ronin is essentially the same as a samurai, but without a master he serves. Now he's living in Edo, present-day Tokyo, accompanied by his beautiful daughter Okinu, and he's barely making ends meet. Until one day, he meets a local businessman, Yorozuya Genbei, and they play a game of Go. And that sets the story in motion.
And if Go inspired you, check out Go Magic. It's both a website and a mobile app with courses for every level, from beginner basics to advanced strategies, plus tons of interactive problems to sharpen your skills. The perfect place to grow as a Go player.
I gotta be honest with you here. If you've seen some Japanese movies, you will hardly find anything revolutionary in Gobangiri. It is sewn and woven out of familiar threads and pieces into this patchwork of Japanese motifs. There is mystery. Well, lots of Japanese movies are shrouded in enigmatic clouds. Take The Hidden Blade by Yoji Yamada, or Cure by Kiyoshi Kurosawa, or The Blood of Wolves from the same director, Kazuya Shiroishi. Going as far back into history as Woman in the Dunes, true classic by Hiroshi Teshigahara, or even Rashomon by Akira Kurosawa himself. In this story, we also have a Ronin who is skilled at arts. Okay, there are far too many Japanese films about samurai and samurai code, so I'm not going to even list them here. And we have a daughter who doesn't want to get married, not to leave her father behind. Well, filial piety is an important virtue in all of Asian culture, in Japanese culture specifically, and it puts the daughter in a very tricky and conflicting position. Aiming to get married is natural for a girl, but filial piety dictates that she can't leave her father alone. There are a couple of great examples of this in Yasujiro Ozu's work. Tokyo Story is one, probably the most famous one. If you haven't seen any of Yasujiro Ozu's movies, you can start there. Late Spring is another one. There's also revenge and redemption here. Oh, where do I even start on revenge in Japanese cinema? Okay, let's name The 47 Ronin by Kenji Mizoguchi, Harakiri by Masaki Kobayashi, Lady Snowblood by Toshiya Fujita, or maybe even Ichi the Killer and 13 Assassins from Takashi Miike. And then, in this story, there's also the game of Go. But we'll get back to that. This businessman, Yorozuya, who is stingy and mean and who seems to be a villain at first, is a classic Scrooge character, but when he meets Yanagida, the main character, and when they play and they talk, he undergoes a monumental change from every mon is important to me like every drop of my blood, to if Yanagida-sama needed 50 ryo, I would gladly give it to him. Oh, okay, we need to talk about Japanese money at the time. So right now, Japan uses yen, but back in Edo-period Japan, they had many types of currencies. The largest one was ryo, which is a gold coin used for large money transactions. And the smallest one, which is a small copper coin, was mon. And 1 ryo was roughly equal to 4,000 mon. So he basically went from every mon is precious to I'm happy to give this guy 200,000 of them. We're all used to the idea that bad qualities like greed, avarice, laziness, or malice can be contagious. But apparently, honesty and righteousness can be contagious too. And there's a great episode in the movie that demonstrates that. So somewhere at the beginning of the movie, the stingy businessman pays Yanagida a visit. He wants to repay the favor and give him a reward of 10 ryo, which we now know is a lot of money at the time. But Yanagida believes that he didn't earn this money. so he doesn't want to take it. Then there's a Goban in the corner of his room, and the stingy merchant Yorozuya offers to play a game. On this condition, if Yorozuya wins, then Yanagida has to accept the money. If Yanagida wins, then the merchant will leave him in peace and take the money with him. And it's funny to see how all the neighbors and all the spectators are watching this game, and of course they know both of them and they're rooting for Yanagida because he's a nice guy. But when they know the conditions of the match, that if Yanagida wins, he won't get any money, they start rooting for the stingy merchant to win. Then this way Yanagida gets the money. But of course he's not that kind of person. He's not going to just lose the game on purpose to get the money. I'd like my go to be straight and fair, without any lies. This phrase seems to touch Yorozuya's heart because he later decides to run his business in the very same way. He even chooses a new corporate motto of the year that happens to be the Japanese version of the very first Chinese golden rule of Go. Greed does not succeed. Those who are greedy in a game of Go, they cannot win their games. Okay, enough about the story for now. I don't want to reveal too much. Let's talk about the film crew. The director, Kazuya Shiraishi, is not very famous, but he seems to have enough experience to put together a serious historical drama. The music is great, the camera work is excellent. I have to mention that this movie was written by Masato Kato. For all of you RPG fans out there, this is the man who worked on Ninja Gaiden in the 80s. Then he created Chrono Trigger and Chrono Cross in the 90s, as well as working on several Final Fantasy games. And then apparently he wrote this movie. That's pretty insane. And finally, the moment you've all been waiting for. What kind of Go do they play in the movie? If you're a Go player, this movie is going to make you happy. Not only does it have many Go scenes, not only does Go play an essential part in the plot, but the accuracy of game positions is just surprising. They didn't just choose the simple way of, well, the guys are playing a game, there's something on the board, nobody cares what it is, you get the idea. No, they didn't do this. Every position, every game situation seems to have been carefully selected to reflect what's happening in the story. Even the Go buns used in the movie look old, and the slate and shell stones look like museum exhibits from the past. The clamshell stones are yellowish with age and very flat, much flatter than they would be today. All of this naturally adds to the authenticity of the story. And I'm going to show you two interesting game situations that you will see in the movie. The first one happens very early in the movie, when Yanagida-sama is talking to his customer. Oh, did I tell you he makes seals for a living? Okay, have you ever seen a Chinese painting that has a square-shaped mark in the corner? That is the painter's seal that he uses to sign his work. These seals were, and still are, widely used in Japan as well. They're called hanko. Artisans used them to sign their work. They were used to authorize official documents. Sometimes a samurai or a merchant could even have one for personal use. And Yanagida-san is a seal maker. But even at that time, there were probably not too many people who needed those, and that's why he's in a difficult financial situation. So before giving the seal to the lady who ordered it, they're seen playing some Go, and Yanagida shows her a very interesting shape. It's this shape right here. And Yanagida probably means this as an exercise for her. She's white, and she throws in the stone like this. Black takes it, and she has a happy smile on her face. She sees that she can capture these black stones and live. So, Atari. But there's a trick. Instead of just dying here, black connects on the outside. White can capture, but do you see it now? Black can play inside again, and if white saves the stone, another Atari, white has to connect, and this is a dead shape. White still dies. This is known as Ishinoshita, or Under the Stones tesuji in Go. And if you've never seen this before, that's perfectly normal, because this doesn't really happen a lot in actual games. And this example is not just an accident, it was clearly put here by design, because it foreshadows what's going to happen later in the story. And I'm not going to tell you much more not to ruin it. And the second thing I want to show you is the main villain's special trick. Every supervillain, every final boss needs an ultimate weapon, something they do that just destroys everything. This movie is no exception. The main villain has the ultimate weapon on the Go board, and it's known as san-ren-sei. San-ren-sei is this opening here, when black starts with 2 star points, and then follows it up with the third one, 3 star points in a row. This opening was actually invented by none other than Kitani Minoru in the early 20th century when he was experimenting with the new fuseki with his friend Gosei Gen, and he tried many different things, including this one. But of course, this opening was made popular in the 70s and 80s by Takemi Yamasaki. But wait, all of this is in the 20th century. The movie takes place some 200 years before Kitani Minoru was born. So at that time, this was completely unthinkable. At that time, everybody just played 3-4. But the main villain doesn't just stop here. He plays san-ren-sei as white. So in Edo-period Japan, san-ren-sei as white could be equivalent to, Magneto controlling iron. In a flashback, the two characters are seen playing this game, and I'm going to show it to you. So Yanagita starts with a very standard 3-4, star point. Another one. Black takes the corner, san-ren-sei. Another corner. Well, now it's yon-ren-sei, 4 stars in a row. How cool is that? Black approaches and invades the corner. White goes for the big moyo. This is not the AI move, but, well, more traditional this way. After this, black invades Sansan. And another classic variation is played. Black lives in the corner. Hane. And white gets a gigantic moyo. Black needs to reduce. And black plays here. And can you guess where white plays next? In a very super boss style, white plays Tengen to attack this stone. How badass is this position for white? And now let's go back to the spoiler that I mentioned at the very start of this video. If you're a Go player, then the name Gobangiri means something to you. Goban is the board for the game of Go, and Giri is the voiced version of Kiri, which is cut, the same as in Harakiri. So it's a cut Goban. So now you know that this is going to happen at some point in the movie. But this doesn't spoil anything. It sets up an exciting anticipation, a foreshadowing. Now you're wondering who, when, how is this going to happen? Who will cut the Goban? You won't know the answer to this question until you watch the movie, I'm afraid. So now to sum it up, if you're well versed in Japanese cinema and you don't really care about the game of Go, then I don't think that Gobangiri is for you. You probably won't find anything new in there. But if you're a Go player, you should definitely give this movie a try. I mean, how many movies do we have that are centered around the game of Go? That's my point exactly. And if you want to see more videos like this one, then smash the like button, hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. This is Go Magic.